Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to episode 15 of the Move It podcast with me, Jared Urain, at the 5 Diamond Group here at Vice Realty. And today, we've got a special guest in part 3 of our travel episode this month in June, Brian Casillas. How are you, sir?
Good. Thank you for having me on and being part of this.
Well, thank you for joining us, man. It's great to have you on board.
Thank you.
Before we get started, we want to remind you that if you enjoy these episodes, if you'd like more information on all of this content, be sure to click on the reminder bell so you get notified every time we post one of our Move It episodes every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Also, share and like. If you like more information, feel free to subscribe to our list on any of our social outlets. Lex, take it away. Welcome back, and thank you so much for tuning in to Move It, the podcast with Jared Urain here at the 5 Diamond Group at Vice Realty. And this month's special theme is all about travel. I've talked about the value and the benefits of travel and really how wonderful travel can influence our lives in a positive way. It certainly has influenced mine, and I am, as well as my wife, are advocates of being able to do that as a part of your lifestyle, especially for ones who are looking to expand things in their life, maybe have a growth mindset and want to be able to explore more about our world. And I think Brian's going to be able to help us elaborate further on the benefits of that as we go into today's discussion. For me, travel has changed my perspective in the world in many ways. I see the world as certainly an interconnected place. That's why I call our travel home. Because to me, our home is really the earth. We've been given the opportunity to take care of it, to manage it, to embrace it. And it doesn't matter where we are born from, the entire earth is really our home. And the people that inhabit it are really just brothers and sisters at the end of the day. And that's really how I see it. And I'm sure, Brian, you'll be able to elaborate further on a little bit.
Definitely.
Of that. Yeah. My advice, at least for anybody who's considering to travel, is move it. Do it. Get it done. Take advantage of the opportunity because, as I just mentioned about our Zen episode, I'll elaborate a little further. The phrase is, butterfly don't care. Butterfly don't care about your excuses. At the end of the day, don't regret your decisions about not traveling because as we get older in life, things you never know what's going to happen, and those opportunities will be missed opportunities. You don't want to turn around and regret on those things. So just absolutely do it. Get out there and do it. Be open to new experiences. Don't be afraid of getting lost. Embrace the challenges that come along with it. And absolutely be prepared for some of the craziest things you've probably never thought of, but it's so cool. Brian, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
You are our special guest because you yourself have done quite a bit of traveling with you and your wife.
Yes,
First of all, tell us first a little bit about you, who you are, and then we want to learn more about Rosanna and you guys' relationship.
Sure, yeah. So Brian Casillas, my wife Rosanna Casillas, going on about 8 years now, married here in upcoming August 22nd. So it's been a long journey, together. But I think it's very awesome how we're able to have same point of views on a lot of stuff, but at the same time also work cohesively in making decisions and traveling, if it's family outings, a lot of good stuff that we put in perspective in our lives and also spiritually, so we always try to work and have a good balance in life and have fun with it and also laugh, or cry together or different options, different things that we face in our daily routines in life. So, just a little bit about ourselves.
That's great, man. That's great. And originally from Vegas?
California, Los Angeles,
all right.
Myself.
How long you been here?
Since 2000.
Oh, okay.
So moved over here in 2000. My wife, she's from Santa Barbara. Moved over here around the same time, I want to say. So we ended up meeting here in Vegas, What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
All right. So why travel? What inspired you to kind of do that?
Well, I think, traveling is something that I think is very much needed for everyone. It really just relieves a lot of sometimes the stress that we go through in our daily lives. And I think it's very important because if you can get out there, explore new things, see new places, new sceneries, is very helpful for one as an individual. And I think just creating those memories, especially with the people that you love, if it's family, your wife, your parents, etc. I think it goes a long way. So anytime that we can travel and we have the means to do it, then we'll look at different options that we have and make a decision and jump on board and off we go.
Very cool. Your process of deciding on destination, on the trip. Well, first of all, how many trips do you guys do as a couple every year, let's say?
We do about 3 trips. 3 trips throughout the year. There's other small trips that we do here and there on weekend trips, within the country, but usually we try to do 3.
Okay.
3s are
As a couple.
Yeah, as a couple.
Very cool. And when it comes to deciding on the destination or the process of deciding what's happening, what are the influencing factors?
Good question. A lot of it has to do with just coming into agreement. What we both like to do, where we like to go as well. Things that we like. We also take that in consideration, and also trying new things. We've traveled with friends on their decision, and hey, you know what, we haven't gone here. Let's do it. Let's jump on board with them and get that done. Mm-hmm. Or we've traveled to places where my wife is like, I've been wanting to go here for the longest, or you know what, we saw this come across, I don't know, Discovery Channel, and it's a place that we want to go visit or see or explore. So, a lot of it, it's an agreement of both of us, that we come together. We're like, okay, we're going to make this decision. Let's look at the options. And also, if there's good deals out there, on the internet, we'll jump on that as well. You can't beat deals, especially,
right.
Certain times of the year. So
right.
It's another decision maker to make.
What are some of the lessons that you've learned from just taking a good deal?
Well, the weather.
Weather. Travel where?
Yeah, weather has a lot to do with it, especially in Europe in December.
Sure.
Good deals, but at the same time, you live and learn. But there's different things that you see, different type of sceneries during that time of the year in Europe. So, weather's a big time.
Right. Yeah. So just part of the planning, understanding what the seasons are.
Exactly.
Based on what you're getting there.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes.
When it comes to your traveling experiences, like, can you share with us some of the destinations that you guys have gone to together?
Yeah. We've done Yellowstone here in the U.S. I think that's really a memorable trip that we've taken. We've done Costa Rica, very beautiful country, right. Lots of green, lots of animals, lots of wildlife. Mm-hmm. We've done Europe. Mm-hmm. We've done London, Dublin, Amsterdam, Greece, and we've done Asia, as well, Bali and recently Thailand. Mm-hmm. And the Caribbean too. So I think the list goes on, and we definitely want to add more to the list as well through the years to come if everything permits us to do that and our means. So we got quite a few under our belt, you can say.
Nice, very well. So that makes it 1, 2, 3 continents so far.
So far, yeah.
3 continents.
Yeah, Asia, Europe, and Caribbean, and Central America. Still got to touch our feet in South America, right. And Canada and other places.
Yeah. It's a big country. I mean, big world.
Yeah, no. Well, you mentioned it. It's for us to take care of, and if we can explore any means by it, if we can, then why not? Enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah. Do you like? So you mentioned that you've been to all these places. Obviously, you're doing flights to all of these places. But when you went to Yellowstone, did you fly or did you drive?
Actually, that was an experience. We had just gotten a Jeep, and I know there was a trip coming up. We did not know where to go, and we're like, you know what? Why don't we do Yellowstone? We love national parks. We're going to Zion. Yeah. There's other national parks nearby also that we've enjoyed. But I was like, you know what? This would be an experience. We'll drive out. One of the things I like doing is driving. So we made the decision. We booked the hotel. We're excited to see the nature. 13-hour drive. Really wasn't that bad, but the trajectory to go to a place and drive, I think, just opens up a lot more of you to take in regards to the scenery, for you to get a point A to point B. So, yeah, Yellowstone is definitely one of the ones, and we actually drove there.
Driving is one of my favorite things to do. Yeah. Doesn't matter where we're at in the world, but I've done the drive as well to Yellowstone. And I think it's an important element to the whole travel component, really, because it helps you understand the scale of not just the landmass that we have available to us, the different territories and terrains that people experience or get to live in. But like for us, we live in Vegas. We're kind of like on the southwest. But in order to get to Yellowstone, you're pretty much near the Canadian border,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
And that transition, like you see different layers going up to it, and it's a trip, man. Like first 5 hours is just nothing.
Yeah, or I mean, you go through Utah, I mean,
Right.
but you going through Idaho, which is a little bit of plain, but then it starts creating a little bit more mountainous range, and then you touch base in Wyoming and Montana, and it's very beautiful, very green. The trees, the fresh air up there is very different, and I think just the scenery, especially we're animal lovers, so seeing the wildlife out there, it's very, very, very beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Where did you guys stay when you were up there?
So we made 2 trips in Yellowstone,
Okay.
and we drove twice.
Okay.
So the first time we stayed in Livingston,
Okay.
which is about 45 minutes northeast of the north entrance from the park. Very small town, but the people were very great. We had a good barbecue at a certain place right there, and drove 40 minutes to the park each day. It wasn't that bad. Second time we stayed in Bozeman, Montana. Now that's
Right
a
at the entrance.
really, really good city vibe. Small town, honestly. And then they have a main street with different breweries, restaurants, movie theaters. But it was I felt at home. I don't know, coziness was there. Everyone was nice. The weather was great. So those were the 2 places that we stayed in on our trips to Yellowstone.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. What would be one of the most memorable experiences that you've had with your wife in all of your travels?
Well, I think Costa Rica is one of them. I think my wife had been there 2 years prior when
Okay.
she was single.
Okay.
And that's one of the places that she wanted to take me, after we got married. So we made the decision to go on our 2nd-year anniversary. So we went to Costa Rica. Costa Rica was just beautiful. I fell in love with Costa Rica. It was very green, very mountainous, very jungle vibe-ish. There's lots of adventures to do physically. There's zip lining, water rafting, horseback riding. There's hiking spots too that you can do. There's hot water springs. It's just the amenities are just on, and also the wildlife. I think that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
I think you get to see these creatures or animals that you don't get to see your normal day here in Vegas, especially with this heat. So I think that was very awesome. We stayed at a resort, watched the sunset and sunrise on certain occasions throughout our trip. And I think it was nice because it was just me and my wife. We get to enjoy ourselves and enjoy the trip and meet new people. The food also, that's something that's always very captivating depending on where we go, because every country has different type of cuisines, So I think that's very awesome that we can experience that. And I think Costa Rica is one of the good, memorable times that we've gone to, but is one of many, of course.
Yeah. Coffee, though, man.
Oh, yeah.
Those sock
Coffee
pour-overs.
plantations. Yeah.
Those sock pour-overs. They look dirty, man, but
Yeah,
man, they work.
To get the job done.
Oh, yeah. Keep you going for a while.
Yeah.
Right on, brother. When it comes to planning, when it comes to working with your wife and then also your friends in these trips, one of the things that I appreciate in these adventures is the growth component to it, right? I have the desire to be in navigation and control, right? So
Yeah.
I'll figure out the map system, the roads, the driving, the subway, so whatever it is. That's like my challenge, right?
Yeah.
I love that, right? But it might tick some people off if they're traveling with me, because it's like, no, this is the way we gotta go. Believe me. And then I screw it up sometimes, and hey, we just got to live with the problems.
Live and learn.
When it comes to those challenges, what are some of those opportunities that you've had that you enjoy, or what are some of the takeaways that you would suggest to folks in these moments?
Yeah, well, it takes a lot of planning, especially depending on what country you go to, and especially if you haven't been there, you got to do a lot of research, especially certain times of the year. What routes are you going to take? Once you land, what means of transportation you're going to take? If it's subway, if it's doing Uber, if it's renting a car. But I think with me and my wife, I'm more in control of that. My wife likes to take a seat back and just let me do the planning. But she has a lot of input as well on what places to touch, highlights of the trip. If she's looking things on Pinterest, or if travel with friends and they have certain points that they want to go to, then hey, let's put that in perspective. Let's see what we can do, and we try to have an itinerary for our trips.
Okay.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. A lot of people like just going with the flow, which is great. You get to experience some experiences that way. Other times, since there's a lot to see in certain countries that you go to, I think having an itinerary is good because you get to see the points that you want to see, but at the same time, you're able to enjoy other things also that you're able to put in perspective. Right. Yeah, exactly. Or what other friends want to do, So I think that all comes into place when making a decision. But research is a big thing that goes in place. Planning, shopping for flights, type of weather, what kind of clothes are you going to take, and just being able to experience the experiences also that the countries themselves offer. There's certain things that you can do in Europe that you might be able to do in the Caribbean or et cetera,
Right. Yeah, we just had one of those in Japan for ourselves.
Oh, wow.
We had a friend of ours get connected with a local that had been living there for 14 years. In Japan, onsens are these Japanese bathhouses.
Look at that.
And it's normal culture for them to attend these bathhouses. And, it just required some explanation to my children. Look, we're here to enjoy the sauna and the spas and the baths, and it's a normal lifestyle, and there's nothing weird about this stuff. It's just we have to change our perspective because of the environment that we've been in. And so yeah, it's awesome. I mean, culinary experiences, oh man, too many.
Really?
That to me is just one of the driving forces to why we keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
In Japan alone, just being able to eat the quality of food is, and you taste and feel the difference.
Oh yeah.
In your body and your reactions just has, now something to compare it to when you come back home.
Exactly.
And
so
now
different.
you can really kind of refine your tastes when you're here. So yeah, awesome, dude, awesome. When it comes to your life, right? You have a career.
Yeah.
You have pretty solid setup with you and your wife in your spiritual standing as well. That's a lot of stuff to balance alone.
Yes.
But now you add your hobbies and your interests, and then you add traveling to it. What are some of the key takeaways that someone should consider in that?
Well, you want to be well balanced. I think being well balanced is very great because at the same time, you want to focus on putting food on the table, but then you also want to focus on making sure that spiritually you're being fed as well,
Mm-hmm.
As a family. And then also you're able to enjoy, what you work hard for, I think it's just putting that in perspective and having a good balance and making good decisions. And, there's certain times and places for certain things to take care of, and then the rest will take care of itself,
Mm-hmm.
So I think spiritually, we focus on working hard in the congregation, trying to give Jehovah what we can in regards to our means and time. And also we're able to enjoy also our time off, to enjoy ourselves together, travel, see new things, and just enjoy really the creation that we have at our grasp in regards to that. And also work, because we have to work, So I think it's just having a good balance with those three in perspective and making sure that one is not more than the other. It goes a long way, because if you work less, well, you're not going to have, the means to travel. Or if your spiritually is not well, there's some work that needs to be done there, and vice versa. So I think well balanced is what really, puts everything in perspective.
Very cool. Very cool. You are 8 years married. Your anniversary is
August 22nd.
So that's coming right up.
It's coming right up. Yeah. Actually, you gotta remind me. I gotta get a gift.
Okay.
But yeah, it's coming right up.
Maybe we can block reviewing of it. You got anything planned? Where you headed?
We still don't have anything planned. We have two options that we're looking at. If it's staying in the States this year, there's lots of beautiful places here in the States also that amenities that we have at our disposition.
Mm-hmm.
Is just making the time to go, and another one would probably be Hawaii. So it's one or the other. We still haven't nailed it down. We have the dates, but we don't have the flights yet.
Right. Hey,
I think the dates.
Looking for that deal. We'll tell you which one it is.
I think that's really when it comes to working in our careers. Funny thing, we actually choose our days in December of the year prior.
Mm-hmm.
So December time, just due to our vacation time, we plan our 3 trips. August is usually our biggest one for anniversary, and we try to choose another 2 full weeks that we can take advantage as well. And it's just after that we plan where do we go and find deals and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Spend
hopefully
the next few months getting it all planned out.
yeah. Well, you have to, but I think we're a little bit backed up this time.
Okay, all right.
A month
Shortened
and
on
a
time,
half,
right?
short time notice now,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
There might be something coming up. Just pay attention, man.
Right.
Pay attention to it. Hey, Brian, thank you so much for joining me, man. I appreciate
Thank
the
you.
opportunity to spend some time with a like-minded brother. And
Thank you.
yeah, man, keep it up because it's a wonderful adventure. I can't wait to hear about your next trip. What's the big one that you've got planned that you want to get to?
Japan next year.
You want to get to Japan?
Yeah, Japan,
Absolutely.
April. I think that's the big one that we got coming up. Yeah, that one's-
April? Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna be at perfect timing.
I think that's
Cherry
already on the
blossom
calendar.
trees out
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's a big one that we got circled and penned into the calendar. So yeah, it's gonna take
Okay.
a lot of planning. I think we should start soon now too.
All right. Well, we got some insights to help to pass your way, man.
There you go.
Hopefully, some opportunities for you there.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for showing
Thank
up, buddy.
you.
Appreciate the opportunity. That's going to do it for this episode 15 of Move It with Jared Urain here at the 5 Diamond Group. We want to thank you so much for tuning in for this special June episode of Travel and Our Home, Part 3 with Brian Casillas. If you
Thank
like
you.
more of this content, please be sure to hit the reminder bell as well as share it. If you like to be able to learn more about some of these pointers, well, we're always open to questions. So feel free to drop them in the comments or reach out to us directly. We're on all the social outlets at 5 Diamond Group. My name is Jared Urain with the 5 Diamond Group here at Vice Realty. Thanks for tuning in and be like a butterfly.